Hello and welcome to another video here on Theme Park Worldwide. Today we are here at Dreamland Margate, where I'm joined by Andrew, who's going to talk to us a little bit about the Scenic Railway. And here we are in the maintenance shed for this fantastic ride. So yeah, great to see you. Thanks for having us down here.
Thank you very much.
And yeah, just give us a bit of a brief history about the ride. When did it open? Obviously it got rebuilt. Just tell the viewers a little bit about it.
Well, Scenic Railway originally opened in 1920, and it's had a dotted history. It completely halfway through, it was when they first built it, it was built out of elm, the track was. Then halfway through its life, they rebuilt it with a different type of wood, with a Douglas fir. Then so it's had a dotted history. Originally started off with 6 trains, and they ran that probably 4 or 5 trains at a time with no blocking system, all done manually.
That's fantastic. So, yeah, this ride does require the onboard brakeman. One of my dream jobs, to be honest. I love that, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we still, obviously there was the history of had several fires, but the main fire in 2008, which really was I suppose the catalyst, if you like, for saving Dreamland and people coming on board seriously with it, and all the work that the Save Dreamland campaign did. I mean, it was fantastic, really, and a lot of that, we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for that fire.
I remember following all of that, and obviously back then I'd only visited the park once as a kid.
Absolutely.
And I remember it's always great to see that this ride has been saved, and of course the park itself. Because the future wasn't looking bright back then, and it's great to be standing here now in 2018. Of course, with the Scenic Railway up and running, and 8 new rides at the park, which we'll speak a little bit about later on. But let's have a little look around.
Have a look around. If we come right here, just got one of the engineers there busy doing their daily checks.
Working hard, obviously, with these wooden coasters. It's an ongoing project, isn't it, for safety and keeping these rides running?
It's a daily, you know, it's every day, but like any ride, we have our daily checks. But you know, with a wooden coaster, there are I say you have to be extra vigilant on some things. You can see there on that train over there, that's one of the actual bogies, which is made out of timber. You know, whereas the whole bogie is timber. And
how old are these trains then?
So these trains, so we had obviously we had the fire in 2008. The ride got rebuilt starting 2014. So these basically were started in 2014, opened in 2015, and reopened in 2015. And yeah, I mean, this is broken down. It's a very basic ride as well. I mean, there are no up stops, there are no side friction wheels. It's just relying on gravity, basically.
That person's got a lot of responsibility, really, who's the brakeman on these rides.
Absolutely, yeah. And I mean, you know, when we rebuilt it, obviously everyone knows about the fact that we had some extra, some additional safety elements included on the ride that was rebuilt, you know, all to do with the ride envelope, the ride safety envelope, because the structure didn't change. The structure was what it is. And so you could, you know, as you're going around, you could have at the time reached out and touched the structure. Which, with a modern coaster,
an older ride,
and because it was completely rebuilt, you know, we had to kind of. It was all about. It was kind of getting at that balance between keeping its originality and its, you know, the bit that makes it special.
Yeah, and also you've got to be safe with the modern world. I love the detailing on the front of these though. Like these are fantastic.
Yeah,
and all nicely painted up and maintained as well. It looks great.
And you know, and that's what you know it's a Scenic Railway because of the dragon's heads.
Fantastic. Well, let's continue and have a little bit of a look around.
Yeah. Did you want to see these? So you've got the brakeman's chair. I mean, not all Scenic Railways are brakemen in the same position. Some sat at the rear, but generally they're in this position here. Oh, Joe's in there.
There we go. Living the dream. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. Wow. So the brakeman's seat there and handle.
A dream job for any coaster enthusiast. There's probably people watching this video right now that would love to come and do that job. Wow, working around coasters. It's great in here, isn't it? It's a massive maintenance area as well. It's huge in here. I mean, we've been in quite a few maintenance sheds before, and obviously this is huge in comparison to a lot of modern coasters.
Yeah, that's right. And we know the safety, I won't say improvements, but the safety changes that were made in 2015 are things like, you know, every bogie has an anti-run back on it. So we've got RFID tags on here so that we know what train. We've got 2 trains here, so we know how many cycles each train's done.
Plenty of spare light bulbs in there. Yeah. I love how organised this is there. Everything's in baskets, what you need, isn't it?
Well, this is a work in progress. We've just moved in here, so we're just having a bit of this is our next job when we get a quiet day. We'll start getting this, really nicely ordered and managed. The other thing, that's the rear bogie there, and one big difference with the ride is that you can see it through there. It's got permanent magnetic brakes on the rear of it, and they're in there. So basically, they, if the if the brakeman fell off the chair, or they've got a seatbelt, or if they passed out or didn't brake in time, these would kick in. But they're very subtle. The brakeman still needed 100%.
Yeah.
The brakeman slows it down in a couple of places, especially in the station. So.
There you go, fantastic. Well, what I'll do, I'll show you a few little close-up shots of the train just so you can see it in a bit more detail, and then we'll continue having a look round with Andrew. Okay then, so we've moved into another location here now at the Scenic Railway. So where are we now, and what's this big looking contraption in front of me does here? It's crazy.
This is like the heart of it, if you like. This is the powerhouse, as we call it, or the lift room. So these timbers that all these friction drives and the clutch, etc., sitting on. This is all original. This was here 1920.
So this survived whilst the part was closed for that number of years.
Exactly.
This was still intact.
It was restored. It was shot blasted, powder coated.
Wow.
So this is
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't even remember when I last came here in 2015 seeing this through these panels. I don't know if they were here or not.
Yeah, no, they did go back in, but I think we try to now guide people, make it so that people can actually walk around and actually look in as well. And you do get, you get granddads and grandmas and whatever when they come past looking in, with that fascination of, because obviously a lot of people have memories of coming here as children, and we get quite a lot of people that come back and say, oh, we met on the Scenic Railway, and it's a lot of that. It's really
that's the great thing about such an old coaster, isn't it, really? Exactly. The memories that people have had on it, and and they want to come back and relive those on the ride. But,
and essentially this what you're looking at is essentially original. The motor is a slightly different arrangement over there that drives it all. That's a modern motor, and that's driven by or controlled by something called a VFD, or variable frequency drive, which means it gives us fine kind of control over it. Whereas before it would have been on an old big like tram style starter, and then you use this device here was actually a clutch, you'd actually use this to engage the wire rope. But we don't use this anymore because it's fairly.
No, so it's still in there though.
We kept it there, and that makes it authentic.
It's great, and I love how the painted glass there, just so people can see it. That's really nice.
We've got plans to actually put some proper lighting in here and actually make
that'd look great.
And we've got some of the old parts of the Scenic Railway that burnt down, which I've got in storage.
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm thinking about we've all talked about like putting a bit of a display on.
I think that'd be fantastic.
So there is actually over here. There is.
You've got space for that out the front.
And there's so I've already started like digging out a few bits like the old brakeman's ratchet, which was.
It's great how all that stuff got salvaged though. With obviously a fire, it's a huge thing and took out a lot of the ride. It's nice how you have still got those bits and can preserve them and put them on display.
Definitely.
But, fantastic! Wow, I didn't realise quite how much there was to it there.
It's certainly. This bit I find is great. It's like it's like a big old sort of steam engine.
It's probably the most fascinating part of all of it. This to me, seeing all this here and
the smell of it. That smell of
if only YouTube had like smell-o-vision and it's like that oily smell, isn't it, in here? Yeah, really nice.
You've kept it well maintained as well, haven't you? You've kept it in good nick.
We as I was saying before, we have to do that. Of course, we've got to. You can't ignore that. That's essentially what you know, the ride is all, you know, theme parks are all about, nowadays, all about preventative maintenance, planned preventative maintenance, PPM as they call it. You know, that's what our lives are like as engineers, technical departments. It's about doing that maintenance, keeping the rides safe and efficient.
Yeah, definitely.
Really
well, there you go. Yeah, thank you very much for showing us this bit. Yeah, brilliant in here. We'll continue and have a little look as they look round. Okay then, so we've moved over now from the classic Scenic Railway, and of course in 2018 Dreamland has invested in a considerable amount of brand new rides. 8 new rides, I'm correct to say. Yeah. And yeah, of course it'd be nice if you just tell us a little bit about the rides that you've got. Yeah. Why did you pick those rides? And of course, yeah, just a little bit about them.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't just go and choose them willy-nilly. We did try and, we get a lot of feedback with people saying, oh, bring back the Merry Rose, bring back this, bring back that, and it's not. So we had a look at, and it wasn't just thinking about thrill factor, it was also thinking about, well, actually, you know, this one here, the pendulum, it's got that kind of feel of the Merry Rose. It inverts. It's got maybe actually this probably pulls more G's. This pulls two.
It certainly looks intense.
Yeah,
I mean, I've not been on this type of ride before, so I'm looking forward to doing it later on.
This is the only one in the UK, so it's made by Zamperla. So this is actually, as I say, it's plus or minus 2 G's it pulls. We put an accelerometer on it to measure it. And yeah, I was quite surprised actually. So it can be, yeah.
Just setting off in the background there now. I see a few recognisable faces on there as well. Jack's also here from Dreamland on there with the girls having a ride on the new ride. But so yeah, so you've got pendulum just here. What are the new rides?
Yeah, so we got the classic rocking tug over there, which is, you know, we all know a rocking tug, I'm sure.
There's a few of those out there,
just
rocking tugs. There is.
Yeah, we've got the drop tower as well, the Dreamland drop.
Which is just going over there now. That looks great, actually.
Which is a sort of shoot and drop. It's a good family fun ride, I'd say. It's good for the family. It's a bit of fun. The whole thing rotates as well, which was a nice little addition.
Yeah, that's really nice how the whole structure rotates.
It's more of a panoramic ride, I think, because you get a great view over.
Yeah, and obviously the part's really close to the sea. If you've never actually been here to Dreamland Margate before, of course I definitely recommend come down here, even more so now that you've got these 8 new rides. But the beach is literally just over the front there. It's a really nice seaside town to come and have a walk round. But yeah, Dreamland Drop, look forward to going on that later on. Yeah. And yeah, the pendulum going in the background just there. I'm surprised that Charlotte's gone on, to be honest. She's not a big fan of flat rides.
Okay. Did she know it inverts this one?
I don't think we managed to tell her yet. I don't think she was quite aware.
The swing, a bit like a pirate
ship. We didn't tell her it swings upside down.
Yeah, so obviously Dreamland Drop, the rocking tug and pendulum. What other new rides have you got?
So we've obviously got the Pinball X as well, which is a classic spinning coaster, renovation track design, made by Zamperla. There's a bit of a history with mouse coasters here. We've had a spinning coaster here for the last few years as well, on rent. So this one's our own. This one's our own. We've also got the it's known as the Endeavour, but we call it the Dreamcatcher, which is like the old Enterprise, very similar, but I think a little bit better as well, because it's quite you feel quite exposed in it. You haven't got the cage around you. Very thrilling.
I do love a good Enterprise.
Give it a go and see what
you think. I've not done that model before either.
No, actually, I mean they've got one at Tato Park. Actually, is the closest one.
I last went there in 2015. Actually,
right.
I've not been back there since.
I think they're a great ride personally. I think it's really good, and the Air Race as well. So
the Air Race, which is a great ride. Is it the 4-seater or the 2-seater?
2-seater
Air Race.
This is the trailer mount version, so that we can basically clear that space to put on events there, so it gives us flexibility.
That's great. So if you need to, what would you build another stage on that side or bring that round?
Exactly. That whole area has got a capacity of about 15,000, so we can get quite a lot of people in there for doing, large scale events. We've also got the 2 juveniles as well. So
junior rides as well. I love how a big mix has been put in. Of course, you've got thrill rides, some family rides, children's rides.
We try to listen to people and what comments were on Facebook and saying, "No, there's not enough juvenile rides, but let's get a couple of juvenile rides." Which we've got the magic bikes, or known as the soaring seagulls, and the samba balloons, known as up and away.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you very much for giving us a tour around. It's been fantastic, and of course, this isn't the only video here from Dreamland Margate. We are about to film a full vlog here from the park, and we've been given permission to film some chest-mounted on-ride POVs here at the park as well. So you guys can get to see that over in the main vlog. Check it out, the link is down below in the description. And of course, I couldn't recommend it enough. Come down here and come and check this place out. The Scenic Railway is absolutely stunning, the oldest roller coaster here in the UK, and of course you've got these 8 new rides along with the stuff that was already existing here before. There's the roller disco, loads of events on, check out the website, and yeah, thank you very much Andrew for giving us a little tour around, really appreciate it, and we'll see you in the vlog. That means it's time to cue those credits. See you soon.